Greetings. My name is Peter Albright. As the facilitator for the Accessible Fellowship Bible Study, I would like to toss out some ideas about this week's discussion. Last week we talked about a Gentile woman's great faith, the Gentile woman who was beseeching Jesus to heal her child. This week's Salt and Light Bible Study is taken from John chapter 4, verses 21 to 42. The title of the study is Samaritans Encounter the Messiah, and it is the beloved Sunday school story of the woman at the well. The stated purpose of this study is to remind ourselves that Jesus entrusted his most precious message to some of his own society's most despised and overlooked members. Now, in the book of John, this is Jesus' first declaration of his identity as the Messiah made outside of his small, tight group of disciples. He wasn't making this declaration to a Gentile, but he was making this announcement to a marginalized, undeserving, half-breed Jewish woman. She was a Samaritan. Now, you've heard about the untouchables in India. Understand that in Jesus' time, in Israel, the Samaritans were the untouchables. It goes back to Israel's exile to Babylon. Remember, Nebuchadnezzar swooped in, his army killed thousands of people, and carried away, kidnapped, all of the leaders, all of the wealthy, all of the scholarly, all of the intelligentsia of Israel at that time. The poor, weak, disabled, disenfranchised, helpless were left behind. Those Jewish dirt farmers, the ones left behind, intermarried with Canaanites. That's not a good thing. When the exile ended, those Samaritans, those half-breed Jews, resisted the Jews who were returning from Babylon. Later, during the Maccabean revolt, they sided with the enemy. They were untouchable. And when Jesus talked to the Samaritan woman, he was breaking all kinds of religious and cultural norms, and he would have no reason to think that any good would come of it. The results of his discussion, however, were exhilarating. The Samaritan woman returned to her village, told everybody there that she had met the Messiah, and Jesus spent the next 2 days with them. Soon after this event, Jesus would commission his disciples to go and spread the good news to the whole world. What I'd like to do is point out the significance of Jesus' discussion with the woman at the well about how God would be worshipped in spirit. You remember from your Bible stories that the patriarchs worshipped God, Jehovah, wherever they were. They would build an altar, make a sacrifice, and worship the Lord. After the temple was built, human nature and greedy leadership, greedy for both power and money, made it so that the only worship that was allowed was sacrifices at the temple in Jerusalem. Now that, of course, would mean that only the wealthy, only the well-heeled and mobile, only the upper crust could worship God. When Jesus said that that cultural norm is going to be broken, he was saying that anybody can worship God anywhere. Not just the Jews at the Jerusalem temple, but anyone, anywhere, anytime. This reminds us of who God is. to the best of our ability to understand. He is omniscient, omnipresent, and omnipotent. His encounter with this outcast, untouchable Samaritan woman gives us license to reimagine what it means to reach the world and to worship God in spirit wherever we are. Our Salt and Light online Bible study meets by Zoom on Thursday mornings at 9 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. If you are interested in joining us, send me an email at accffell843@gmail.com, and I will gladly answer any questions that you have and send login information to you. Now, on behalf of Accessible Fellowship, I am Peter Albright, praying that our faith will be strong and our witness will be bold. Blessings and peace.